Welcome to the Mommy Therapist. They're ready for you.
I'm Kristi.
And I'm Sasha.
We are moms who are also therapists to moms.
And we are passionate about supporting all moms through motherhood transitions, challenges, and beyond.
And we're so happy that you're here today. This is episode 9.
Thank you for listening to our last episode where we discussed the tip skills and other coping skills.
Yes, we had a bracket and our movement won.
It was so much fun. And I love our new post, right?
Oh, yes.
Our dancing. And
if you haven't seen it, we posted on Instagram and TikTok us taking our own advice and shaking it off.
It's so cute. I've watched it over and over again. And
I
I've sent it to so
know.
many people.
I do silly mom duck face. Like, I obviously learned how to dance in the 90s. You know what I mean?
I think we both definitely look like we learned to dance in the 90s.
That's all right, though. Mm-hmm. That's great. Hey, I did want to share that we got a review on Apple Podcasts, and I would like to read it. So we got a 5-star rating. This is from a user named TeachCJ, and she says, like IOP in podcast form. I love this podcast. I did IOP with Sasha, and this podcast is like getting an IOP session. I love the reminders of all the things that help me manage the day-to-day.
I love this. That's exactly what we wanted it to feel like.
That's just what we want, yeah. For those of you who don't know what IOP means, that's our intensive outpatient program. That's essentially group therapy for when you're transitioning from more kind of severe symptoms to kind of that, to bridge the gap between that and just individual once a week therapy or every other week. This is a group therapy that meets 3 times a week for 3 hours a day, and it's wonderful. And that's where Sasha and I met, was doing IOP. And so, yeah, that's kind of what this podcast is built around. So I'm so happy.
That makes me happy that's what it felt like, you know?
Yes,
that's
exactly.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Also, P has been playing around with like TikTok filters and stuff like that. And she did one and she tagged me in it, but I need to tag us in it because it's one where it's like we're rating it's like a love calculator thing, you know?
Oh, okay.
So it pulls up all of her friends and then, or the people she's following. And it calculated the mommy therapists as like 31% loving relation. I don't know. These filters I don't understand.
Oh,
but
yes. Okay.
Yeah, but it was kind of cute.
Yeah, very cute. All right, Sasha, you're on our check-in first. So check in with us.
Sure.
How
okay, so mentally, once or twice a month, I have these days with my girls where they're just like, I need your attention. I need to process all this stuff. And like, they're just kind of coming at me with all sorts of things. And that was yesterday. That was last night.
Okay.
It was like meltdown city. Generally, my husband is not home when this happens. And
of course he isn't.
He comes home and I'm like, okay, here's all the things. Here's all the things that happened. So, you know, there's a lot of like navigating friendships and sisters being defensive about, like, not defensive, sisters being protective of each other. There was a lot of that with Pete and Kay last night, worrying about their younger sisters being sad. And then it's just been, so I'm still kind of in that place, right? Worrying about my kids and their school day, you know?
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at today.
Okay.
Emotionally, what's a word for that? I'm worried, maybe. Worried's a good word for that. Yeah.
Concerned, thoughtful.
I like concerned.
Yeah.
That's good. Physically, I'm feeling much better today than I was yesterday. I just was... It wasn't... I had a hot flash in the middle of group.
Oh, wow.
And then it just kind of...
unfortunate.
Yeah. I was like sitting and I'm like... I said something about it and they started fanning me. I'm like, that's not, it's kind of internal. That's not really going to do anything, but I appreciate the concern. But then afterwards, I just felt really off for the rest of the day. It just wasn't like, yeah. So today I feel rested. I went to bed early. And so I'm feeling much better, much more prepared for today.
Okay, good.
Basically. Socially, I mean, I had a friend over for St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day is like my second favorite holiday. I think I've said that.
Yes.
So we had a good time. She came over and we had dinner and chatted and we're just silly. And then self-care and self-compassion. My husband picked the kids up yesterday from school.
Hey, that's
instead
nice.
Of me, because I was home. I could have done it, but I just was not feeling stable again yet, you know,
okay.
after everything. So
do you like call him or text him and say, I need you?
Yeah, I called him and just asked him if he could pick it up, but just told him how I was feeling, and I just wasn't feeling well. And so he did. And the kids walked in the door, and they were all like, Mom, are you feeling better? Are you okay? It was cute.
I love when kids are concerned.
Yes. They were surprised that it was a daddy pickup day.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
So rough day, but you took care of yourself. And then you had some good times through the holiday.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Do your kiddos have a big expectation around St. Patrick's Day?
Okay. Yes. They make the traps. Yeah, they make the traps. They were talking about it for a week before. They had it set up like on Monday morning. They had it. They were setting them all up.
Sure.
And so the leprechaun showed up. We did not catch him.
Oh, yeah. They're tricky.
They're tricky. We never catch them. I don't know why we keep doing this. The house was completely trashed. And I was like...
Do they leave treats or things for your kiddos?
Yeah, they left some, Lucky Charms cereal and some gold coins. And so at least there was that. I mean, wrote all over my house with dry erase marker.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I'm telling you.
This was a naughty leprechaun.
Everything was like flipped around and chairs were upside down. And yeah, it was wild. There was, pickles in my microwave and like...
funny.
It was, yeah. Naughty little leprechaun.
They love it, huh?
Yeah, they do love it. But I had to work the next day, right? On St. Patrick's Day. And so I get them to school and I'm like sitting in my living. I work from home on Mondays or on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in my living room looking around at this disaster and my OCD brain's like, move your client and clean. Move your client. And get this picked up.
Yeah.
I was like so distracted, but then I'm like, no, we're not going to do that. So I went up and I was able to like compose myself.
Mm-hmm. Compartmentalize.
Yes. And be like, okay, we can clean after the client. So yeah, I got that done.
Yeah. Yeah. My older kiddos love it. I think during 2020, the leprechaun went bananas. And this is when my kids were little.
Oh.
And because of that, they had come to expect silly, funny, naughty leprechauns every year. But strangely enough, the leprechauns don't visit their dad's house.
Oh. They don't like it there.
No. They said their dad has told the leprechauns he doesn't like messes. So they aren't allowed to show up there.
We don't like to.
So they always think it's really fun, whatever happens at Mom's house. With the
I didn't know I could do that. Could I say that? Can I leave a note for the leprechaun?
That's like the two-sided coin of kids having two households.
Yeah.
So there have been days years where it's been quite messy. Yes. Last year, they left a pretty a rainbow fruit plate that also had like marshmallows and stuff with it.
Sometimes they're nice. There was no glitter this year,
but
so
there
that was good.
Leprechauns everywhere. Yeah. But this year, because it was a Tuesday, my big kids were at their dad's house. And on Sunday when they realized that they were going to miss the leprechaun at Mom's house, they were just like, oh. Wait, St. Patrick's Day's Tuesday, but we're at Dad's. And I'm like, yeah.
Sorry.
And they were like, oh.
I was like, sad little faces. Oh.
Well, but because they weren't at my house, the leprechauns didn't really decide to visit. They just visited the school of the littlest.
That's cool. Okay.
So their classroom was pretty fun, but nothing really happened in Mom's house this year.
Yeah, well.
Which I'm not too disappointed.
That's what I'm sad about. No. It was wild. It was a wild one.
Exactly. Okay, well, mentally, I am feeling a little scatterbrained. Today I feel like crept upon me, and I have a lot to do today, a lot of things that I don't normally do. We had an appointment this morning before school, and then after school, I have a couple appointments I don't normally have, and so I just feel like a little bit like rushed, and I didn't quite prepare myself for today, so I'm just feeling a little, my emotion, I'm feeling a little anxious, I'm feeling a little overwhelmed, so I'm just trying to just be where I need to be. Mm-hmm. I can't be in more than one place at a time, so I can just focus on where I need to be right now, which is with you.
Yes.
And I don't need to think about everything I have to do all day because I don't have to do that right now. You know?
I have a great affirmation for you today.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. Yeah, because I'm scatterbrained and anxious. Physically, I'm feeling fatigued and kind of lethargic. I'm not sleeping well the last couple nights. I've been in bed enough hours, but I feel like my brain isn't shutting down. Like my body is comatose, but I feel like I'm thinking. And so like 4 hours later, I look at the clock to see like, what time is it even? I don't feel like I've fallen asleep yet.
What has happened?
Like, oh my gosh, it's like 1:30. What's happening? Yeah. So I don't know why I'm not getting restful sleep, but if I take my little sleeping pill to help, then I'm super groggy all the next day. And so it's kind of a, catch-22 a little bit. So I don't know. I'm not sure why I'm not sleeping well, but I need to think about it because I'm probably more anxious today because I'm not rested.
You got to try the progressive muscle relaxation.
Yes, you're right. I should try that. I should try that tonight. I
See,
will.
We don't remember in the moment when we need to use it.
Right, right. Well, it's been really warm the last couple days, and so our house got really hot, and my bedroom is on the top floor, and I feel like all the heat goes right there. Yeah. So it was like we were trying to sleep with a fan, but then it's like on your face. Anyway, it's just that weird time of year where both your AC and your heater need to be on,
right?
And I don't like that.
I don't either. Oh, and this is the first like hot period in your new home,
right? Yeah, right? We moved in August, so it was kind of hot, but it was like end of summer hot. But yeah.
So you're kind of got to get used to it.
Yes. Yeah. All the new seasons. Socially, this weekend, we had my brother-in-law and his wife over for dinner. So that was kind of nice. Since my mother-in-law moved in with us, she kind of asked, like, could we have a big family dinner once a month or every other month? So we invited them over, and she made delicious chicken pot pie, and it was fun to just hang out with them and catch up. And my kiddos love them because Aunt Brittany and Uncle Sawyer. Aunt Brittany works in childcare, so she's just super fun. Yeah. And she will hang out with my daughter and do girly things. And then Uncle Sawyer is like such a goofball that he will do all the Nerf things, all the, remote control car things, all of the Hot Wheels, all the, like, he's the Legos, like he's the playful, goofy uncle. So
that's so fun.
So my boys love playing with him too. So that was really good. For self-care, self-compassion. So normally on my work days, I work back to back. So when I'm in the office, I work 7 hours or 6 hours just back to back, and I keep my schedule quite full. But the last couple of days, I had some clients cancel, and I found myself with like a lunch break or a free hour. Yeah. And normally I'm like, oh, I got to feel this. I got to do something. And instead I was like, I'm going to eat. I'm going to eat something like an actual meal, not just like a string cheese from the break room. So I like went and got some soup one day. And another day I let myself lay down on my couch and watch a little bit on my phone. And I was like, I could get used to this because then I felt more present with my clients the rest of the day because I wasn't just like trying to hold on desperately. Right. So that was kind of nice. So maybe I need to let myself have some breaks in my day.
We need a lunch hour.
Yeah. When it works out. So yeah, for self-compassion, I just let myself enjoy the time. So
I almost brought my book to work today. But then I was like, oh no, we're back to that. I've got no, there's not going to be.
Like, do you have planned breaks?
But I did think that would be a good idea.
Okay, for processing today, I came across something on TikTok I wanted to talk to you about.
Okay.
And that was a video a woman posted saying that she collects life-changing sentences. So a sentence or a phrase that kind of disrupts your thought process or gives you a totally new perspective on something. So, for example, you either deal with your demons or they raise your children. Right?
Oh my God.
Right?
Yeah, that's not wrong.
Unspoken expectations are premeditated resentments.
Unspoken expectations are premeditated. Oh my.
So if you have an expectation of something and you don't actually communicate it, then you're setting yourself up for resentment, essentially.
Goodness. That one resonates for me a lot. In
Yeah.
the world, in my relationships,
especially, or with ourselves. If we have an expectation for ourselves and we don't really,
you don't say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You shouldn't cope the same way you celebrate. What do you think of that? Right?
Yeah, this is profound. Like, I don't know if I was prepared for this type of, but like, no, yeah, because when I celebrate, I want to go, I want to party, right? I want to hang out with my friends and all that stuff. So maybe that's not a coping. Maybe that's like, I need to save that.
Yeah.
For special moments rather than just trying to manage my day-to-day anxieties.
And I think celebrating implies indulgence, and maybe we shouldn't cope with indulgence.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes, that's very true.
Other people's opinions about me are none of my business.
I am working on that one. I am working very hard on that one.
Anxiety is an overestimation of the danger and an underestimation of your ability to handle it.
Oh, I don't like that. That puts that on me. And I don't
like, we're overestimating the threat and we're underestimating our capability to handle it.
We need to plug this because I need to look at that every morning. And
right? It's better to admit that you walked through the wrong door than to stay in the wrong room.
Oh. Again, Kate, calling people
profound,
out.
Right?
Yes.
Well, that's goes back, it's okay to change your mind.
That's true.
In order to change your mind, you kind of have to admit that maybe you walked through the wrong door.
You did it differently than you wanted.
I trust the next chapter because I know the author.
Oh. Hey, that's some major self-compassion right there.
Right?
Like, I can trust that my next chapter will be fine because I know who I am and what.
Yeah. Like whatever
I want to build. Yeah.
Yeah. And whatever happens, whatever situations I'm in, I know who I am. And maybe I know who I've chosen to be in my life. You know, like I trust these people with me.
I've been thinking a lot about that lately when it comes to like the life that I've built with my husband and like how we've gone from where we were when we first met at 18 to where we are now in our 40s.
Yeah. That is, you've lived multiple lives between 18 and now.
Yeah. And multiple chapters. So it's just kind of, but like I found someone that I trust to build that with. And so, yeah, that's fun. Yeah. But I also can't worry about his opinion of me either. Right. I don't know.
Yep. Okay. I want to end with this one. You'll never feel ready because ready isn't a feeling. It's a decision.
Oh.
I'm going to say it again.
Yeah.
You'll never feel ready because ready isn't a feeling. It's a decision.
Well, and are we ever ready? Right.
That's what I'm saying, is that's not a feeling that you wait for. It's a decision you make that I am ready.
Right.
Maybe this goes back to the wise mind of I've checked in with my feelings. I have the information I need and I'm going to choose to be ready to do this.
Make this go. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, being able to trust your intuition, to know that you're ready, and that's a decision, not waiting to feel that way.
I love these. I've got like chills. I'm a little tingly. Yeah. I feel a little inspired to see clients now. So let's go.
So friend, if you have a life-changing sentence, find us on Instagram and share it with us so we can read it next time.
I love that.
Because I think people collect these and maybe have some of these that they live by.
Yeah.
And, like, say them out loud.
Write them on the mirror.
I want to hear about them.
I used to have I am perfectly imperfect written on my mirror.
Yeah.
So that every morning when I was getting ready, I would see it and remind myself that I'm perfectly imperfect.
Yeah.
Because I am human.
You're human. And that's all you're supposed to be, by the way. Yeah. Okay, what's our affirmation today?
All right. Get ready. Prep yourself. Prep yourself. I am capable of handling whatever today brings.
No, I'm not.
See, we don't like it. We don't like these things.
I'm not capable. I'm tired and I'm hungry and I'm overwhelmed and I'm anxious.
Oh, okay. Well, then let's feed you. Let's get you a snack. Yes. And let's let you rest and have a lunch hour. And
see, I can't though. I don't have a lunch hour. But I've got coffee. I've got my morning coffee. I've got a banana.
Okay. Well, sometimes I feel like I'm resting when I'm seeing clients too, because I'm just sitting here, right? Well, I'm not just sitting here. there's a lot going on in the brain.
Yes.
But you know, sometimes it can feel like just spending time with a good friend, you know?
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I do have a good client today. But I do feel like that. Sometimes our sessions can be very heavy and we're pushing and we're pulling and there's a lot to hold and navigate. And sometimes we just get to observe and hold space.
Yeah.
And maybe it's a hold space kind of day.
Maybe just changing your perspective on what your day looks like, because you are capable. Because guess what? You have handled every single day up until today, right? And we trust this author.
Good point. Good point.
Trust the author.
I am capable. I just need to say that to myself so I believe it. I'm capable of handling whatever today throws at me or whatever today brings.
I'm capable. I like the word capable. I don't know what that word seems to be resonating with me more than like the rest of it. Like I am
like deserve or can.
Yeah.
Like, capable.
Capable. I am capable. Whether I choose to be or not, I am.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it gives you a choice. It puts you in control. Because capable means I have the ability to do it. Yeah. And then I get to choose how I do it.
Well, and I definitely like to be in control. That is a thing.
You do.
I do.
You do like control.
I do. and routine and regularity.
I think we all like control to a certain level. Yeah. Is this something you have a hard time believing?
That I'm capable of handling what today brings? I kind of go back to what we were talking about before, of like helping people sit with uncertainty and not knowing, and not knowing what's coming for me is the hardest part, and sitting with it and not trying to review any possible situation that could come up.
Yes.
And how I would handle that situation is very difficult. And I fight with that a lot.
Do you feel like you have to kind of over prepare in order to feel capable? Or is that what your brain's telling you?
That's what, so I don't know if I've said this on here yet, but we have named my OCD Regina from Mean Girls because she's a bully, right?
I love this. Shout out to any of you, name your disorder. Yeah, it's very so helpful.
It is. So
yeah, like when your anxiety is named Jeff. Yeah, like you know what I mean, and it's like, okay, Jeff, sit down.
I love it. Yeah. So yeah. Tell Regina to shut up is what my friends and husband tell me all the time. Tell Regina to shut up. Okay. So yeah, actually lately what I've been fighting more with, I've gotten a lot better at not mentally reviewing future or past situations. What I have a hard time with now is not reassurance seeking and saying like, I'm not supposed to feel the reassurance. I have to sit with that and not worry that I'm going to upset somebody or, and all of that. So, and this is sort of something that my therapist has been like throwing at me lately, is like, you are perfectly capable of handling situations. You do it all the time in session. You have no idea what they're going to talk about when they get in your room.
That's very true. You have no time to prepare.
No.
You couldn't prepare if you wanted to.
No. I used to do that. And my supervisor was like, no, we're going to have a whole week where you don't prepare for your session. And I was like, ew.
No,
very uncomfortable. I don't like that.
I'm glad your supervisor was aware of that for you. I'm capable. Okay, right. I believe you. I'm going to choose to believe you.
Okay. Should we write it on your mirror right here? I'll put it on a Post-it note.
I'll write it on my notebook for my notes today.
There you go.
Good. Okay. For our education moment, I want to talk about a word that I'm not sure everybody knows about. The word is matrescence. Have you ever heard this word, Sasha?
I have not heard that word. No.
So matrescence.
Matrescence. It's pretty. I like it. It's fun to say.
So matrescence is a word to describe that time period of pregnancy and postpartum that changes you into a mother. It's related to the word adolescence. So we're adolescents, we go through this big transition, hormone change, identity shift, feelings of confusion, wondering who we're going to be, who we're supposed to be. All of that is part of that teenage years, that adolescence.
Yeah.
And they have found through years of research and observation that cross cultures, across races, this is a universal experience for women when you become a mother. There is a similar hormonal shift. There are similar identity questions, identity confusion. That's part of that process of becoming a mother.
Yeah.
It can be physical, psychological, emotional, all these changes we go through that we see in our clients every day that starts with pregnancy through postpartum and actually into motherhood. And some of these studies talk about how the shift can last until our child gets into their adulthood. The way that our brains and our emotions and our hormones shift to essentially grow with them and to meet them where they're at as infants and then small children, and they're going through their own adolescence and into adulthood, and how that affects our cognitive abilities, our memory, the way that we identify in our bodies and in the world. It's just a really interesting idea. There's a book that came out by Lucy Jones called Matrescence on pregnancy, childbirth, and motherhood. And it's a nonfiction book, and it kind of explores that physical, emotional, psychological transformation of becoming a mother. She terms it matrescence.
I love that. We talk about this all the time, and finding that shift. And I love that there's research that shows that it even goes up until I think it goes after adults too. I have clients who have adult children who are still trying to figure out like that navigation of how do I help push them, and how do I back off and let them be adults. So I just feel like motherhood is such an intense experience, and there are so many societal myths and expectations that I think make it harder and worse than it has to be. Right.
So I think this bringing awareness to this idea that it's supposed to happen this way, like this is something that happens in our like on a biological level, and to lean into that and to find a way to thrive by understanding what's happening.
Yes.
Instead of just feeling lost and confused and what's what's going on.
Right.
Like we've joked in previous episodes about perimenopause and but how do you see yourself when you have that lens, when you have that filter?
Right.
I feel like that helps us explain things, that helps us feel more in tune with what's going on. So just knowing that there is a word for this transition.
I like that. That should be something that we should talk more about, so that people feel prepared, because I think that's the biggest thing, is that we think we know what we're running into, and then it's not that, right?
It is not that. Yes, exactly. I did look up some research on matrescence because I wanted to know, and they have found that there is definitely environmental, hormonal, and neurobiological changes during motherhood. They mark it as a major biosocial life event that our cognition and our brain processes shift and change from pregnancy into motherhood and ongoing. That this idea of like brain fog that moms have, that is biological. That's not just wild. It's not just because we're tired.
I did not realize that there was a neurological shift. I've always just looked at it as a hormone shift, and then this whole my world has completely been flipped upside down.
Yeah, no, it definitely says there are physiological transformations that are different than any other time in your lifespan. There is what they quote dynamic restructuring of the physical, emotional, and social environment. And some of these things they found in all parents. So there's a bigger shift in mothers because we are going through those physical hormonal shifts with pregnancy. But they have noticed that there are also shifts in non-birthing parents because of the environmental changes with infants, being exposed to parenthood, the experience of caregiving. It literally changes your brain, your brain matter and the way your brain works. And I just I feel like the more information we have, the more empathetic we can be towards ourselves and towards others.
Yes.
Knowing that it's not just like you know, when your
me.
friends
I'm
have
going
kids
crazy.
and
Yeah.
they change, it's supposed to happen that way. And
Yeah.
you know how you maybe feel like a totally different version of yourself after having kids? It's
You
supposed
probably
to.
are.
You are. You absolutely are. Like science says, you
says
are.
your brain
right?
changes. That's interesting. Have you seen any of the research on you said non-birthing parents, so on partners?
Yeah, the non-birthing partners that being in that environment,
Yes.
they also have a shift. And I think, tell me what, is it 1 out of 10 partners can also struggle with postpartum mood disorders?
Yes, I actually just did, it was years ago on
Recently?
Recently on paternal mental health. Yeah, it was really interesting to hear their perspective and to hear some of their stories and what those shifts looked like. Yeah. Partners and even adoptive parents will also still have hormonal shifts in there. But the neurological stuff, that is brand new to me. I'm fascinated by that.
Yes. So in the studies, they found that they studied animals along with humans, observing and testing and all of that. And they essentially found that increased cognitive load in parenthood, so motherhood, yes, but I think parenthood as well, provides an initial challenge in the peripartum period that requires so much adaptation and adjusting that can cause those different mood disorders and different things. But these demands are sustained across the lifespan, right? Like our kids don't all of a sudden turn 3 and now we're over it. We're out of our postpartum. Like, that's not how it works. That mental load and the demands of caregiving are sustained in your lifetime, and they result in increased late life cognitive reserve. So what that means is that our brains kind of rebuild themselves. We go into brain fog. Our memory gets a little worse as we go into this early parenthood. But then as we go along, our brains adapt. Our brains grow and they shift so that later in life, by the time our kids are growing up, we now have increased cognitive reserve, which means we have increased ability to adapt. We have increased ability to function. Despite aging and disease, our brains have actually shifted to be more capable. There's that word again. And I just think that is so interesting and wonderful and beautiful. And the information, is maybe shifts your perspective a little bit on it of this is a challenging choice to be a parent, but there are unseen things benefits
in the background
to it as well.
Yeah.
And just the way our bodies and brains shift to be in this life phase is just so
it's wild.
Interesting. It's wild.
I love it so much. I think the brain is so fascinating to me anyway. I did a lot of research because I have a minor in human development and family services. And I had a lot of research on how an infant's brain develops and how neural pathways are formed and shed away and change and shift. Never even thought about it being something
to study with
that just
adults,
happens
right?
in adults. But we do know that we can change those neural pathways with therapy. And so I don't know, maybe I need to get my PhD in neuroscience.
Yeah, I just I feel like there's this idea of when you're 25, your brain's fully developed, and then it is what it is, and but it's not. No. It is neuroplasticity is a real thing. Your brain is constantly changing, and you can affect it through your experiences. And a huge experience that affects it is parenthood.
That's wild.
So
that's just wild.
Yeah. So there you go, Matrescence. If you weren't sure what it was, look it up. Read the book. It's a beautiful viewpoint of the chaos and beauty of motherhood. Okay, Sasha, our lightning round. Do you have a tip for us?
I do. And again, I'm a weirdo, and I have all these weird things that I do. But when I give these, I'm not giving practical, let's do meal planning, that kind of a thing.
Hey, that is not what this round is about. Anything that makes motherhood feel easier. Yeah. That doesn't have to be a hack or something.
Beautiful. Okay. All right. I'll stop making myself feel bad about it. Right.
Yes,
I'll stop reassurance seeking. How's that? Yeah. Okay. So my husband and I realized a while ago that we just needed time to ourselves. We needed time to be able to just go do whatever we wanted after work.
Like solo or time together?
Solo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Amen.
We need that time. And so many, many years ago, we developed this concept of having a night off. Mm-hmm. So my night is Tuesday night. Mm-hmm. His night is Thursday night. And what that means, it doesn't necessarily mean I'm out of the house. It doesn't necessarily mean that I'm doing anything special or celebratory, as we were speaking about. But I do not have to be responsible for the children that evening.
This is a no one needs you night.
Yes, exactly. I can lock myself in my office, which is my nice, happy place these days. Yeah. I can read. I can watch TV. I can do whatever I want. I can go out with friends. And I don't even have to talk to my husband about it. He's just like, okay, it's your night off. You get from 5 to 9. Peace out. You know?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not in charge of dinner duties or bedtime duties or anything?
Nope. I just get to do what I want.
That is amazing. How's that affected you over the years?
It's been really good. We've noticed that when we don't get it, we get really cranky. We get short with kids. But there's, we miss each other. Sometimes I'm like, will you just hang out with me tonight?
Yeah.
Can you just hang out? And generally it'll be like, he'll get the kids to bed and then come watch a show with me or something like that. But yeah, so there's that aspect to it. But it's nice knowing that I'm going to be getting that every single week. Mm-hmm. And I love that mine's on Tuesday because Mondays are hard, especially after like a weekend. I feel like weekends are not long enough. Mm-hmm. And so Mondays are exhausting. And then knowing that I'm going into Tuesday where I'm going to get an additional day of rest is really helpful for me.
I think this is a brilliant idea, specifically to manage burnout. Mm-hmm. Knowing you have a night off to self-care however you might need, that you get a break from the responsibilities that are never ending.
Yes, right.
The demands of parenthood that we just talked about.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, having some space for yourself to recover or rejuvenate or reconnect or whatever it is that you need.
And it's funny because the reason that my husband is not usually home when my kids have this bombarding, I need to talk to mom and tell her all the things, is because it's usually on his night off and he's over at his dad's house.
I see. So that's why Fridays you're tired.
And then I feel bad because then he's coming home and I'm like, okay, I have all these parenting things I got to tell you about. And, sometimes I have to call him in the middle of it because I'm like, okay, we need to make a parenting choice right now. So just give me 5 minutes and we'll do that. But yeah, so it was nice that he was home yesterday because he got to take care of some of it. Right.
Yeah. So. That's wonderful. I think this is a brilliant idea. Mm-hmm. My husband and I kind of do a similar thing of just having a night off of bedtime routines.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can go do your own thing. Something I talk about with my clients a lot, especially when they have babies, is having a morning off. So when you are in that first year where you are sleep deprived on the weekends or on days where your partner is home and not rushing off to work, because that's usually how it is. Yeah. One person gets 1 day a week to sleep in as long as they need to. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of that idea of like, I'm up at 2 a.m. I get it, but tomorrow I'll get to sleep in and I'll get to catch up on some of that sleep. So having it like Saturday morning, dad gets up with baby and mom stays in bed until she's ready, and then and then the next day, dad gets to sleep in as long as he needs to. And it's like at least once a week, you get a night or a morning.
I just realized that I do kind of do that already. We have a deal that on the weekends, as long as he's not fishing or, Derek and his fishing.
Hobbies.
Yeah.
Yes.
As long as he's not fishing, I don't have to leave the room until 10 a.m. Yeah. So I can either sleep or I can read or I can...
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it doesn't have to just be sleep, but I think I love this idea of having either a night off or a morning off or both.
Right.
Pick those because I think those go a long way in maintaining your own...
your systems. Right?
Yeah, your window of tolerance. Mm-hmm. So that
I'm going to get my time.
Yeah, we're not living on that edge of burnout.
My sister and her husband have also adapted this, and they do it a little differently because they have dinner together as a family, and then they go off and do their own thing.
Yeah.
So, I think there's lots of different ways to do it. And then I have another friend that's like, they don't have specific days, but she'll just be like, okay, I'm going, see you later. And just
I'm taking the night.
Yeah. I'm peacing out.
Yeah. Maybe a set schedule doesn't work for everybody.
It doesn't really.
But having some flexibility and understanding that nights off and mornings off are super good for you. So,
but can you imagine if you knew that today, after your long, busy day, that you could just go home and...
Yes. Well, it is my night off of dinner tonight.
Oh, good. Okay.
So
there you go.
You
set
get that up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't have to cook dinner tonight.
I think about what are the hardest parts about your world. Like, I think that's why I get my weekend mornings is because morning routine with the kids and getting them out the door and at school and all of that. That's like my least favorite thing. So, but Derek's an early riser. And so he's, Saturday, Sunday morning, he's still up early and he's like, I got it. It's fine.
I'm up anyway.
I'm going to get up. And he wants to get up and get moving anyway. And I'm like, nope.
Yep.
I'm going to lay here.
Yep. Same. So. Like Saturdays, I stay in bed because Sundays I want to wake up and make a big breakfast for everybody. Aww. Like I like doing that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'll take Saturday mornings. You take Sunday mornings. And
there you go.
Maintain yourself, friend.
Yes. Maintain your systems.
Maintain your system.
Thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you for showing up for yourself today.
You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, or email us at themommytherapist@gmail.com.
We'd love to hear from you. Let us know what made an impact or what you'd like to hear in a future episode.
Whether it's finding a new life-changing sentence or taking a night off, we hope something good happens to you today.
See you next week.
Take care.